Hey guys, it's Garrett with Hawkeye Community College. Today we're going to take a look at the HP Tuner's scanner and specifically how to get it logging and use the short and long-term fuel trim VE tables. Now there's a lot of other scanners that can do something like this, but not for near as cheap as this can do. And then in our schools, this is a great way to be able to see when a fuel trim is out for lunch. Maybe it's only at idle, or maybe it's perfect at idle and not so good at cruise, or maybe it's good on both of those, but wide open, not even wide open, but like heavier acceleration and throttle it's just all the way out. So this is an easy tool to be able to use to find out where those issues lie, and we have all those options. So to just let it graph it on its own. So what we're going to do, taking a look at the HP Tuner scanner here, I'm going to go ahead and I already have the HP Tuner's cable hooked up, and I'm just going to key the vehicle on, and we're going to go ahead and connect up to this vehicle. Now, vehicle I happen to be working on today is a Ford Focus. So let's go ahead. We've already hit the little blue car here. It's gathered most of the vehicle's information. And what we can do is right click on here. And you can add as many channels that you would want to. If you didn't want to add manual channels, maybe it's your first time or you're a new user to this, you can just add default channels in here. So maybe the SAE defaults or even just vehicle defaults. In this case, we'll just pick vehicle defaults, and that's loaded in on the left side here. A lot of different PIDs that are generically useful to this vehicle. From there, I can go ahead and start recording. Now, we can start to edit, per se, the layout of this entire scanner here on the right side also. So notice I kind of got some specific stuff picked over here. It's already logging or crossed on my charts. Maybe you're a first time user, your screen might look a little different. If you guys go up to the layout button up here, recent layouts are stuff that you've recently used, such as obviously I have some Ford stuff, Hemi stuff, LS stuff on there. So it just kind of depends what you're working on. It's completely customizable as I've done here, and you can save those layouts. Otherwise, you can use the default layouts for different pieces here. So if I did diagnostics and then over into maps, this is getting me like a VE layout, a volumetric efficiency layout that I can log for short and long-term fuel trims on this specific vehicle. If I click that into here, notice it gives me a gauge cluster, my strip chart here, charts versus time, and then my graphing. I don't personally use the gauges. If you wanted to get rid of one, you could just simply hit X. And the way that I like this, I like to see the entire graphing area right here as large as possible. So what I can do is I can grab left click, and I'm going to pull this down to the center. And in this little center box here, I dump that. And now I have both of those pieces. For me, I can see more things. It's not my chart versus time that I use a lot. It's probably my main thing that I use on here. It's not kind of cramped up, and it's not taking just half the page. I can take the entire thing and I can flip back to the graphs as easy as that. But in the case on this, because we grab these basic settings, it's already giving us some specific things. What's Spark Advance, what's a long-term fuel trims and short-term fuel trims. Obviously, it's not moving right now. I can go ahead and start it up for just 1 second here, and you guys are able to see, obviously it's moving around. Now the short terms, in this case, I just started it up. It's in open loop, as we can see, so clearly the short-term fuel trims aren't going to do anything, but if there was any long-term fuel trims, that stays with the vehicle. Boom, you can see the long-term fuel trims are active. If I rev it up a little bit, I would be able to do this right here. Now that it's went into closed loop, which we told us that fast, boom, we already have activity on that short term right there. So if I was going to go drive around once again, go ahead and key it off, and we can go ahead and stop this. I could drive around, I could fill this graph as much as I want, and I could figure out maybe is there positive fuel trims up into this general area here, maybe more under that high load. Maybe there's a restrictive fuel filter or a weak fuel pump or something like that. I just went for a drive, I hit stop, and I came back, and now I can review that log. You can also review it versus charts versus time with your long-term fuel trims, as you guys can see here. But I wanted to show you specifically in this one how easily it was to lay this out in a VE right here for you guys in both of those pieces. Now, there's a million other things that we can do with this scanner. It's just the tip of the iceberg. But if you're in an automotive repair shop, don't think about this as just a tuning tool, because there's a lot of benefits, and this is one of them right here. So hope you guys enjoyed watching. Definitely follow for more of these videos, and I'll be producing as much as I possibly can for you guys to make this tool as useful and profitable as you guys can in your shops. Thanks for watching, guys.